Let's get something straight from the jump. When Meghan Markle breathes, they break out the pitchforks. A woman posts a playful dance, takes her daughter to Disneyland, and suddenly it's code red for the British tabloid mafia. Kinsey Schofield and Kevin O'Sullivan are out here frothing at the mic, dissecting every pixel of Meghan's joy like it's a crime scene. But today, we're not here to play defense, we're here to flip the script. Because when you strip away the faux outrage and media hysteria, what you're left with is this: a brilliant, accomplished black woman living life on her own terms. And that, my darlings, is what really scares them. Not the twerking, not the tiaras, the freedom. So buckle up. I've got receipts, reason and righteous fury. This isn't just a clapback, it's a reckoning. Critics often exaggerate Meghan's actions, turning minor moments into controversies. A gesture or outfit becomes headline news, designed more to entertain than inform. Their claims are rarely backed by evidence, just speculation and opinion. Joyful moments are labelled attention-seeking, private outings, publicity stunts. This negative framing is a deliberate attempt to sway public opinion. We must question if these critiques are fair or simply biased narratives. The pattern is clear hostility for the sake of controversy, not accountability. As news consumers, we have the power to demand better journalism. Challenging these critics isn't about defending a celebrity, it's about upholding fair reporting. Meghan deserves to be judged on her actions, not distorted portrayals. By seeking reliable sources and thinking critically, we form more informed opinions. In an age of rapid misinformation, this skill is vital. Let's choose truth over sensationalism. Let's look at incidents that drew outsized criticism. A video of Meghan dancing with friends, normal for most, was called undignified by some. Why shouldn't she enjoy herself? She's held to impossible standards. Even a family trip to Disneyland for her daughter's birthday was spun as a publicity stunt. The simplest, most human explanations are ignored in favour of negative narratives. Launching Sussex.com and an Instagram account was framed as defiance, not communication. In reality, these are standard ways to share charitable work and control their own story. Ordinary actions, dancing, parenting, communicating, are recast as manipulative. This isn't journalism, it's a campaign of criticism. Meghan's every move is an opportunity for condemnation, no matter how innocent. We must confront the unfair standards applied to her. Ordinary moments shouldn't be ammunition for relentless critique. Let's recognize the bias and demand better. Meghan Markle is judged by a set of rules that seem far harsher and more unforgiving than those applied to other royals. Every gesture, every word, and every appearance is scrutinized under a microscope, often with a critical lens. When Kate Middleton enjoys family outings, the media and public often shower her with praise, highlighting her grace and warmth. In contrast, Meghan's similar moments are questioned, dissected, and sometimes even criticised, as if she can never quite measure up. This glaring double standard isn't new. It's deeply rooted in the history of the monarchy and the media's relationship with royal women, especially those who don't fit the traditional mould. Like Princess Diana before her, Meghan faces relentless criticism for daring to break with tradition. But for Meghan, the scrutiny comes with an added layer of bias, making her journey even more challenging. As a biracial woman in the British monarchy, Meghan's very presence challenges centuries-old conventions and expectations, forcing the institution to confront its own limitations. Her presence disrupts the carefully curated royal image, making her a target for those who feel threatened or uncomfortable with change and diversity within the monarchy. The criticism she faces often carries unmistakable racial undertones, revealing prejudices that still persist in society and the media. This reflects a much broader issue. Successful women, and especially women of colour, are frequently labelled as difficult or demanding, simply for showing confidence and asserting themselves. When Meghan speaks out or takes a stand, she's often called controversial or problematic. Yet, if a man, especially a royal, were to do the same, he would likely be praised for his leadership and strength. These double standards are only magnified by the relentless media spotlight, making every move Meghan makes a headline and every misstep a scandal. By calling out these injustices and holding the media accountable, we take a stand for a more equitable and just world where everyone is treated with fairness and respect. The conversation about Meghan is not just about one woman. It's really about the intersection of race, gender and power in our society, and how we choose to respond to those who challenge the status quo. It's time to confront these biases head-on and work together to break down the barriers that hold so many back. While critics focus on trivialities, Meghan's real legacy is service. Her advocacy for gender equality and women's empowerment began long before royalty. She's worked with World Vision and the UN, championing women's leadership. Through the Archewell Foundation, she and Harry support mental health, refugee aid and vaccine equity. These efforts are often overshadowed by tabloid gossip. Meghan's impact is global, raising awareness for girls' education and speaking at the UN. Her work is about compassion and real change, not scandal. The media's focus on controversy distracts from her true contributions. We must not be misled by headlines. Meghan's actions define her. A dedicated humanitarian, not a tabloid caricature. Let's focus on her service, not the noise. Meghan is often unfairly accused of imitating Princess Diana, as if her every move is a calculated echo of the past. But this constant comparison not only oversimplifies her journey, it also undermines her unique identity and the achievements she's worked so hard for. Meghan is her own person, with her own passions, her own voice, and a vision that is distinctly hers. Her advocacy for equality and justice began long before her royal life. She spoke out against sexism as a child and built a career as an activist and humanitarian. Claims of inauthenticity ignore her unique experiences as a biracial American woman, navigating spaces where she often stood out and had to find her own way. She's been open about her mental health struggles and the racism she's faced, acts of courage and vulnerability, not imitation or performance. Meghan's leadership is modern and independent, using new platforms and technology to connect, inspire and create meaningful change in real time. Together, she and Harry are building something new, forging a partnership that looks forward, not simply replicating the past. Her vision and innovation deserve celebration, not reduction to old molds or outdated expectations. Authenticity is about being true to oneself, and Meghan embodies that every day, both in public and in private. Let's recognize her for forging her own path, with resilience and determination, even when the world tries to fit her into someone else's story. Celebrate her courage to lead in her own way, to speak up, and to inspire others to do the same. Don't force her into someone else's shadow. Let her shine in her own light on her own terms. Meghan's story reflects our times and how we treat bold women. It challenges us to question media narratives and seek compassion. The criticism she faces is part of a larger resistance to change and powerful women. We must support women who live authentically and reject sensationalist headlines. Fair criticism is healthy, but Meghan's treatment often crosses into personal attack. We can stand against this by supporting her causes and sharing positive stories. Every act of compassion helps create a healthier public discourse. Meghan's resilience inspires, she continues her work and raises her family with grace. Her example shows we need not be defined by others' opinions. Let's stand in solidarity with all women who live boldly, champion a world where every woman can shine without fear. Choose courage and kindness over critique. Let's build a more compassionate future together. So to Kinsey and Kevin, if Meghan Markle dancing or mothering or smiling on her own terms bothers you, that says more about your insecurities than it does about her intentions. Meghan is not your puppet. She's not your scapegoat. And she's definitely not your tabloid meal ticket. To my darlings watching this, let's stand for women who live loudly, who heal publicly, who refuse to shrink to make others comfortable. Meghan Markle is not perfect. She's powerful. And that is threatening to people who only know how to control, not connect. She doesn't need an intervention, she needs amplification. And we will be that mic, that mirror, and that movement. Thank you.